I know I'm probably going to catch hell for this, but don't buy this.
The HPC Pocket Decoder comes in a quality nylon pouch with a secure Velcro closure. The pouch safely and securely stores the HPC Pocket Decoder and the cards for the HPC Pocket Decoder. The cards, numbered 1 through X11, cover most North American wafer and pin tumbler style locks. Using the Pocket Decoder will show you the depths of the keys that you are trying to decode. Purchase this Pocket Decoder now at...
Now I'm just joking, y'all. Listen, as much as this thing looks cool in trade magazines, I know y'all have seen it. Whoever has looked through a trade magazine has seen the HPC Pocket Decoder. Check it out. Here it is, Pocket Decoder. What's it for? Well, you have a key, you don't know what the cuts are. Let's just grab one of these keys right here, even if it says 13434. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, trying to do a video and dang phone ringing. Anyway, so Pocket Decoder. So I've had one of these for a long time. You might notice this one is nice and pretty shiny new. This is the old version. So let's look at the difference between the old version and the new version first. So the old version, let me move this over here and just stand behind it so y'all can see, so I can see what I'm doing here. The old version had a leather pouch. First and foremost, biggest difference. Nylon, leather. Snap closure, Velcro closure. Hey, y'all know how to open Velcro quietly? Ready? 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 Yep. Sorry. So that is the two differences in the pouches. Straight away, you can tell the obvious difference in quality. This sucker is probably 30-ish years old. Open it up. And, oh, no, don't fall. They're not that sturdy. So there you go. Big difference, right? Same footprint. They kept the design. Well, I don't know. Actually, take that back. It is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit, if you stack them on top of each other, it is just a hair smaller. So no, they did resize it just a hair. Oh, maybe thinner plastic? I don't know. But you can tell the obvious difference in the face of it. This was made by Lagarde when HPC was Lagarde. And it's got all the patent numbers. Is the patent numbers the same? 411-763, 490-303, and then they added a new one. So they must have patented one other part of it. So that is the difference. Let's pull the card out and see. So looking down in here, we have no retainer on the old one for the card. And when I say a retainer, this one has a spring in there that holds the card. Now, I will say, the very few times I have used this, you can lose the cards really easily because they do fall right out because they're not retained. So if you're not careful, you can lose a card. And I think I actually may have a lost card in there. But as you can see, the biggest difference is they got rid of most of the design work on this and replaced it with a frosted plexi front. Now, the operation is the same. It has left, right, center for Medico. This is a chisel tip, kind of like a guide for a key machine. Spring loaded, same thing here, but watch this. Look how, let's get a light in on that. look at what I wanted to show you. Let's move this up. And move that up. Alright. Look at the gap between, look how, you see the gap underneath the chisel tip? And then this one sits level. Look how that one is angled up just a bit. So that's important. Because when you are reading a key and you slip your key in there, pull this back, put your key into that cut and then let it go. Look at that. See what it just did? Let's do it again in case it wasn't in camera. So I'm just going to put it in, let it rest there, right? Okay, it's sitting on the cut now, but watch. Look at that. It slips right past it. It's allowing the key to go underneath it. On the old one, it wouldn't go underneath. So, straight away, that is a huge problem. Huge problem. Huge problem for the huge price that they're charging for these things. This one, I've never had a problem with the key catching. And usually when I'm decoding these, I will like press down anyway, because you have to hold them steady. If it rocks up or down like this, it's going to throw the cuts off. So let's go find the quick set card in here. Quick set, quick set, quick set. All right, so one, oh, we're not, there we go. 3. Okay, so again, mine's old. Let me hold this directly. You have to look directly on at it. 3 is the first cut of 3. First cut is a 1. So 1. Now mine is off. It's old. See, it's off just a bit this way. So when I'm reading mine, I have learned to just cock it to the left just a bit so that I'm looking kind of slightly at an angle, because if I hold it straight, I may be like, wait, is that a 2 or a 3? If we move this card over to the new one and punch in that 3, number 1, we have to make sure that it's sitting in the cut. Number 2, here's the other big problem. I just started reading this. Now, I will say Daryl sent me this from the UK because he didn't really need it. So, thank you for that, Daryl and Carol. Hope y'all are doing well. But, let's get this stupid... Okay, look, there went again. Slid right past the cut. Okay, now I'm going to hold it up. I have to hold it kind of halfway. And now, look at that, 3. Is it a 3 or is it a 4? Or is it a slip past it and something else? 6, yeah. I mean, come on, HPC. Are you serious? You can't get a little doodad to be accurate and you sell key machines? Another thing, look at this. Look, okay, so this one was bad, but not quite as bad. At least you could see when it was new and this was clearer. Of course, it's old and yellow now, but look, you can see it. Look at this. You can't even see it sitting on the key because of this. So guys, really, super short video slamming this thing. Look, it just got caught underneath it. Do not, for 250 bucks or 230 bucks, whatever you see these listed for, this thing is really a huge waste of money. So, you know, if y'all are getting into the trade and you're like, you know, I'm not really great at key bitting or decoding keys and all that, and you think, you know, this will really help me with my job. No. That right there will help you with your job just as much. You get an old lock, say you have trouble with quicksets. Wiser, so just get a plug. Let's get a quick set plug here. All right, you don't know what the key bitting is, get a key. Okay, well, just give me this back, give me that key back. Get a key and then just go through, look at it, and then figure it out yourself. I mean, it's not hard. This a plug out of an old lock versus 250 bucks. Come on now, come on. The only time I use this, now I've been doing this a long time, and you might say, well, you know, yeah, you know how to work on locks. You're used to it. You're experienced with it. We're not. We need something to help us. This is not. Okay, number one, all these cards, like, yeah, you got all these cards, big deal. You're not going to use 90% of these. The ones that you are going to use are going to be available with oh no, come back. I don't want to lose a card, no matter how much I don't like it. Let me go get one. You can get the gauges. Now, I don't have one of the 4-in-1, but ProLock makes a $20 gauge that'll do Weiser, Quickset Schlage, Weiser, Yale, and Master padlocks. Got 5 of them on it. And then you can get, you know, if you do a lot of Yale, you can get a Yale specific one. If you do a lot of Medico, you can get a Medico. Now, it is a little bit pricey, but you know, if you're doing Medico, that's just to be expected. But, you know, like, let's go through the American Motors. Unless you do old cars, a lot of new locksmiths don't, you know, you're not going to need that. Desk wafer locks. Come on now, those are not hard. You know, old Chryslers, Dexter, Eagles, Fords. You know, some of these you might every so often run up on. Sargent maybe, but you can get readers. I got a Sargent reader. It's shaped like a little key. It's like $20 for the metal reader, compared to like $250. That's just crazy, guys. Save your money. Don't spend it on a pocket reader. Even though I have 2 of them. This came with the business, and this was gifted to me. But the point of this video is don't spend your money on something like this, especially if you're just starting out and you're, you know, accumulating tools. You see this, and you think, you know, I could really use that. Really, honestly, you could do the same thing with just some old plugs, your key kit, even a micrometer. You can figure out the spacing with it. So that is just a fancy and also a really crappily made HPC. It's just a fancy micrometer, all it is. You can go to any cheap place and get a cheap micrometer, and it will do just as good, if not better, even though you have to convert the depths, and get you a few for the more common locks. If you have trouble with these metal readers that I just threw on the floor, will work just fine for you. And as you salvage plugs like Schlage Everest, stuff like that, just get your plug, set it aside, and use it to gauge the keys, and just put the pins in there and match it up. It only takes a couple extra minutes, and for the price, I would spend many couple of extra minutes. Also, depth keys, you know, with depth keys and plugs and everything else, you don't need to spend your money on this. And that's all I got to say about that, guys. I'm sure there will be, but as usual, if there are any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section. We'll catch you next video. Thanks for watching.